Char Margolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and CharVision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on CharVision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is CharVision.
Hi everybody, it's Sunny and Char. Today is November 19th, 2021, and poor Sunny had an operation. Oh. See, they had to go in there and put stitches in because he had 2 molars pulled, but there was an abscess and they had to go in and clean it all out. Oh my God. And I wasn't in town, and then I had them take this thing off of him too, because I just thought it was just this little not tab thing, but I thought we better just do it. So anyway, hi Tony.
Hi, and tell me who did that to Sonny. I'll go get him.
He was in a street fight.
Uncle Tony will take care of him.
You will. Oh, I felt so bad because I was in LA for the week to go to Paris Hilton's wedding.
Fon, fon, fon.
Yeah, it was really lovely. I mean, really, really lovely. I mean,
yeah. Well, I saw from the pictures I've seen. It's just wow. She put on a show.
It was so much fun. They rented the Santa Monica Pier,
which is crazy in itself.
Right. But what was so great about it is that here's a picture from the Santa Monica Pier of.
Aww.
See that okay?
Yeah, go down just a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, so I have a bunch more. Whenever I'm with Paris, and I'm not with her that much, but I'm friends with her mom. But the times that she does selfies with me, she's so like good at it. Her arms are long, and she just goes like a bunch of, she takes a ton of pictures, which is really, 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 she's really, really good at it. And then here's me and Kathy.
Oh, that's a cute picture. She looks great. Both of you look great.
Well, thanks. She looks amazing. I shouldn't say I don't watch The Housewives, but I don't. But
I don't either.
The Housewives really love her. And then here's one with Paris and Carter, her husband.
Oh, princess.
And he actually is a really nice guy. I talked to him because I said to him, I saw you posted, or Paris posted something about Northern Michigan. And I said, I'm from Michigan. He goes, you are? Where are you from? And I told him, he said, oh, my whole family goes to Michigan all the time and blah, blah, blah. We love Traverse City. I said, yeah, because that's where they were when they posted it. I'm not like saying anything out of turn. And I told him that I used to spend a lot of time in Charlevoix, Michigan, that I used to live up there for a while. And he said, oh, I love that. And so I said, I'm really glad that Paris got a chance to see the best kept secret, because the best kept secret is Northern Michigan.
I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm sure
the lakes are like oceans. It's gorgeous. It's fresh water. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So anyway, he's counting on me to get their family up to get Kathy and everybody to Northern Michigan. Good luck. So, well, you never know. But it was, so at the Santa Monica Pier, like you could play as many games as you want for as long as you want till you won a stuffed animal.
Did you win one?
Yeah, I had, my arms were filled with stuffed animals. And
is that every time an angel or bell rings, an angel gets its wings?
Yeah, that's my That's my Ring camera. It's probably deer walking
Oh,
around probably.
okay.
And so, and then oh, and there's like all carnival food, like funnel cakes and hot dogs on a
Oh,
stick
wow.
and corn dogs and French fries. Everywhere was McDonald's. I mean,
Yummy.
I ate the whole weekend. I'm sure I gained weight. And and then the black tie was beautiful. Oh my God.
Did you have to wear a
And
black tie?
well, I didn't, but it was really it was really fun. And it wasn't that big. I mean, there weren't that many people there. I was really like honored that I was invited. And so I think her name is okay, so I'm so bad with famous people. Is it Gracie May, the singer? Is that her name?
Gracie May?
Or
Macy
Macy
Gray
Gray?
or
Macy Gray. Macy Gray sang.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She sang her I think she like had a couple hits and she sang and Paris DJ'd
Oh, did she
and
really? That's great.
yeah, just for a little while. So anyway,
Well,
I had
sounds
a
like
great
you had I was gonna
time.
say sound like you had a great time.
I did. I'll show you the photo of me on an airplane. You will laugh. Wait a minute. Please stand by. I should have this. I
Do,
should have had
do,
this.
do,
Oh,
do, do, do,
I
do.
know I should have had this already. So I don't know where it is. It's really funny though of me on an airplane. Let me see. Okay, I know. Get going. We've got a show to do. And people want to call in, and we're going to take callers today.
Oh yeah,
So
they're already calling.
the question that I came up with today was, what is your best psychic experience? Okay, so I can't find the photo. Okay. So what is your best psychic experience?
Are you talking about a reading or talking about just a
I don't know, anything.
best psychic experience? Well, I did tell you when in the 90s I did have a reading other than Miss Char, but I had a Sylvia Brown reading.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you got to hand it to her because she predicted there would be a pandemic.
Yeah, that's crazy because that was a long time ago, but yeah,
Yeah,
she
I
did.
mean, she did. She predicted it. So you have to hand it to her, although there were other things that she got in trouble
Yeah,
for
I
saying.
remember that.
But
um,
I don't want to drudge all that stuff up. But well,
but I mean, I've noticed though lately I have been having more uh empathic. Like I'm feeling a lot more lately of about people and things. So
like what?
just energies of people, like
Like what?
very quickly. Like if a person's not genuine or
Oh, really?
yeah,
Like if you can't trust them.
like I don't know why, but lately I've been feeling it, and then I'll very quickly finding out that I was right.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why I teach intuition to help people prevent problems and attain goals in their lives. Okay, this is me at the airport on the airplane.
Look like a spaceman.
Oh wait, hang on. Here we go.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
like, I wear a mask, I wear a shield. I put thieves oil on.
Guy, Houston, we got a problem.
Just a heads up. I mean, you don't need me to tell you that the pandemic there's a big surge coming this winter. So
Uh,
I want everybody to be really extra careful.
uh, please go away.
Well,
I don't think it's going to go away for a while, but
I think that that new um, that I think it's Merck has a new pill that's kind of like Tamiflu but for COVID.
oh, that's good.
And I think that when that's more they can control it more like that, I think it'll get better. I think that'll be kind of a game changer.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, but the problem is the people are getting it with the vaccination and without the vaccination.
Oh,
So,
I know. My sister was telling me back in my hometown, which is a really small town in Kansas, there are
mhm.
tons of people that made it through the 2020 without getting it. Now, tons of people in my hometown have got it or got COVID. And
Really?
yeah, 4 people that I know. It's only 200 people in my town, but 4 people have went emergency room with pneumonia and
No.
ventilators.
Did they have the vaccination or not?
No, most people in my hometown won't do the vaccination, um, but yeah, it's pretty bad there. I'm hoping my dad doesn't get it because he's 86 and Parkinson's, so I'm hoping he doesn't get it.
Wow. Well, I just think it's important to be extra careful right now.
Yep, I agree.
It goes in waves. So, anyway, it's changed the face of how we live our lives completely.
Exactly. Yeah, good.
Completely. And I sat next to, of course, I didn't take Sunny, right? On the airplane, but on the way from Michigan to Los Angeles, I sit next to somebody who had the only dog on the airplane.
Ah,
It was the cutest dog. It was a German Shepherd.
a German Shepherd.
His name was Blue, and he was huge. And he ended up on my lap.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I actually have a picture of him too.
Sonny's like, I smell it. Why didn't you take me?
Right? But honestly, the dog was so beautiful. He was like,
That's a big dog for an airplane.
right? He was like so huge. He was like, but here,
Oh, look at
okay.
that face. That's a cutie.
He was huge.
Yeah, that is a
And
cutie.
the guy was so grateful that I was an animal person.
Couldn't you imagine if you were not?
Well, I've been on airplanes where people weren't so crazy about having Sunny next to them.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
But just maybe once or twice, but I've traveled out. Sonny has been to Texas. He's been on TV in Texas. He's been on TV in Vancouver, Canada. He's been to Toronto.
He's famous.
He's been to New York a few times. He's been to California. I mean, he's a frequent flyer.
Right.
Anyway, I think I want to hear what the stories about people who have had their own intuition. And I'm really proud of you that you're being, that your instincts, being able to read people and scan people is sharpening.
Oh yeah, for sure. For some reason, it's been lately though. I've definitely felt pretty strong.
Yeah, well, it's so always important to listen to that and act on it. And if it's about business and you don't trust it, don't do it.
Right. That's for sure. That's been part of it. the business part.
Really? And
Uh-huh.
like people want to do business and you had a feeling, right?
I was just like, yeah, not feeling it. Yeah.
It's
And
really good.
well, thank
Yeah.
you.
I always say when you use logic, common sense, and intuition, you get your best answers.
Amen to that.
So yeah, so let's see who we've got on the phone.
All right. Well, Vanna, we have 949.
Okie dokie.
949, you're live on the air with Sonny and Char.
Hello, and Tony.
Hi, Char. How are you this evening?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah, it's a nice evening out here. I'm in Monterey, California. That's where I'm calling you from.
I was just going to ask, where are you from? I didn't know that area code. How gorgeous is Monterey?
Oh, it's beautiful out here.
Oh, stunning.
Beautiful out here.
Do you love it?
I do, yeah. It's there's a lot of history out here too, a lot of history of the state.
So, what's your name?
Steve.
Steve. So nice to meet you. Do you have a story for us about your best psychic experience?
I do. I'll try and share it with you here. I was doing this. Goes back to about 2004. And I was studying thought. I was interested in religions and what things they had in common. Mm-hmm. And I remembered in Christianity, they'll say, as a man thinks, so shall he be. And in Buddhism, you are what you think, having become what you thought. So I was trying to become aware of all the thoughts that I had in my mind. And let's see, then jumping forward, my uncle died of a heart attack around November of 2004, which was an unexpected event. And but what was interesting is I became very aware of my own inner voice, and then I started noticing that I was picking up on other voices that were speaking to me that weren't my own. And the other thing that was weird about it is I kept noticing that the number 1214 was appearing around the same time. It would be on the clock. It would be in the total of the amount I was adding up. It might even be on the addresses next to where I was parking. So I'm like, what is it with the 1214? And then it dawned on me, it was my grandmother's birth date was December 14th.
Oh, my.
And I started hearing an inner voice telling me that John Edward was coming to town and to buy tickets. And I answered the voice back in my head, that doesn't make sense. He doesn't live out here. And I hadn't watched his show in years, but it repeated itself to buy tickets. So I went online and I found he was coming to the Anaheim Convention Center, and I bought a ticket for myself and my aunt, whose husband had passed on.
How great.
And other family members found out. Oh, sorry?
Go ahead. That's great.
And then the thing that was weird, my aunt wasn't a big believer in she didn't believe in paranormal things or psychic abilities and that. She was very much rooted in psychology. But on the day of the event, we were all arriving at different times, and my aunt was out in the backyard where my uncle had died. There were roses from the funeral service, and one of them fell off of the picnic table and landed next to his shoes. And she started crying and was telling her friend she didn't know whether to keep his things or not. And her friend said, oh, well, hold on to his stuff. You'll know what to do when the time is right.
Right.
And so we didn't know about this at the time, but then John Edward opened the event there, and he ended up reading my aunt, and the first thing he was saying is your husband saying not to throw his shoes away. So it was just really weird. And because up until that time I didn't know, well, am I just like imagining these things in my mind, these voices and that, but that gave me validation there, and it gave the rest of the family. Since that time I've had other events.
That's incredible.
So, it was just bizarre.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it was all meant to be, and that your spirit guides planned the whole thing, and you were wise enough to listen and act upon it and get your aunt over there. Just think of how hard all the spirits worked to arrange that, to organize that whole thing.
Oh, I know. We think that nothing is going on, but the amount of planning and detail that must be going on behind the scenes that we don't see. It's amazing.
Right. And then for John to pick, God bless him, he's great. He does a great job. That's really, really, really good. But I always think about that. I always think about how much hard work the spirits go through to get us to where we need to be able to have validation like that.
Yes.
They had to make sure John was going to be there. John had to make sure that they planned to be there. You planned to make sure you were going to go to Anaheim. Anaheim is not close to Monterey.
No.
It's, what is it, 4 hours? 5, 6?
It's 3 to 4 hours down there.
So you had to do all that, and then you had to get your aunt going. Then the whole situation had to happen about the rose falling and the shoes, so it could all be tied up with John being able to pick up on it. That's great.
Yeah, so it was just amazing. I've had other experiences, but that's the most memorable one of them.
It's a great one. And what about your own intuition?
It's an area that I'm working on right now. I seem to be getting intuitive messages all of this year about forgiveness and letting go of the past. And I've been, I keep coming across messages on near-death experiences as well, people's experiences on the other side there. So I feel like I'm at a limit right now. I can't go further until I learn these other lessons here. That's where I feel like I'm at right now.
Well, it sounds like you've been a student for a long time, because I like that thing about thought, and you become what your thought is. Has it worked for you?
Mm-hmm. It is. Yes, it's thought, and then I'm getting more. I'm developing my intuitive side more. That's what I've been working on.
Well, I keep thinking I'm skinny, but it doesn't happen. Wow. But so you're working on it. And have you read any of my books to help develop your intuition?
I have picked up some, but I haven't read them yet. I have things in storage about 300 miles to the south of me right now, and the book is one of them. So.
Well, that's great. My next book that I'm writing, I think you'll get a lot out of. I'm writing it right now. I'm going to turn it in soon. And that I feel that that's going to be very helpful for everybody who wants to tune into their intuition. So
there's just been weird, strange things here. Yeah. I started reading some of the things on Alice Bailey, and then I didn't realize she lived about 7 miles from here. So worked at the fisheries. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, weird little coincidences like that.
That's amazing. So you're working at always listening to your intuition. Boy, don't ever doubt it, and always act on it.
Yes.
Do you ever get like worldly feelings about things, or do you get feelings about, climate changes or earthquakes or anything like that?
Well, astrology is one of my hobbies. I like to study that. And I also, I'll get intuitions. Sometimes I'll hear like a voice that'll say, go up and talk to this person about this topic or something. And then I'll find that it's very meaningful to them. I knew a woman years ago, Diane Morrissey, who had a near-death experience, and she crossed over, but it would be weird. Sometimes it would just be a person in the crowd, and I'd hear the voice say, go up and mention her name, and I'm like, well, how am I going to do this without sounding crazy? But I would do it, and then, oh yeah, I knew Diane. We were friends. Well, that's weird. So,
wow,
things like that'll happen.
Yeah, it sounds like you're very in sync with the energy around you. It sounds like you're very intuitive about it, and it sounds like it's just a part of your thought process now.
And with the astrology, I'll often notice that people who come into my life have things at the same degrees in the chart. That's kind of weird too. Like my father, his sun is right where my moon is in my chart, and my mom and I have things at 23 degrees Virgo. So I'll notice this when I'll run people's charts, like what lesson is this person bringing, or where have we known each other from the past? It's kind of interesting.
And are you doing it just for friends, your chart reading or your astrology, or are you doing it?
So far, but I would like to do it professionally at some point,
I have a feeling,
developing that.
I have a feeling you're going to start doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and because you're also, that's why you're also developing your intuition so you can use it along with your astrology. Like I've had Kat Hunter on my show. She's a great astrologer, but and I've had I consult her once a year, and every time she does my chart, she also says, and I have a feeling, blah, blah, blah. And I have a feeling like she definitely, when you can combine those two things, it's a home run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're going to do that. I think you should do that.
I would like to. I'm just developing my abilities here and trying to look at it at a higher level. There's a lot of fear around the predictions, and what I would like to do is be more empowering with people, because a lot of people take it very serious what you say there. So you want to have a positive message for them.
Absolutely.
You don't want it to be too deterministic, like, oh, you're doomed or something. It's like, no, you might have this challenge coming up, but it's going to lead to something better. So.
Well, it sounds to me like you are definitely being prepared to do that. And I wish you so much luck with all that. Can I ask you a
Thank
question?
you.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
I'm seeing somebody, is there someone with an M or a J initial around your family?
Oh, there definitely is. Yes. Uh-huh.
Is it just, don't say the name.
And you, okay.
Is it an M or a J or both?
It was both. It started out as an M and it was changed to a J.
Was it a female?
Yes.
And in the J name, is there an N in it or an O in that name?
There is an N in it.
Is it like Jean or Jan or Jennifer or something like this? Like,
oh, it was Jeannie. Yeah, you got it. Very, very good. Her birth name was Martha, but she changed it to Jeannie.
And is she deceased then?
Just recently deceased.
Yeah, she's with you, and she wants you to know she made it okay. And she knows she felt the prayers you gave her, that you sent to her. And did you?
Oh, very good.
Did you try to help her with her transition?
It was so sudden for her, but yeah, it was too sudden. They just found that she had died, so there was. But her daughter did try to help her with the transition.
Yeah, I feel like
that she was getting older.
Yeah, I feel like you need to tell her daughter she made it okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Steve, I could talk to you all night, but all the other callers will be mad at us, so I better move on.
Right. I'll just say that I love your show and I love speaking to you. So have a wonderful evening. I'll let others have a chance here.
You are a delight. I think you should start doing your charts. I think you should start. I think you need to have the courage, confidence, commitment to conquer. That's what I call the 4 C's. Just do it. Just do it.
Okay.
Just do a couple for some friends and tell them to pass on the word.
I will do that. Thank you.
Just go for it. I think you'll do really well, but make sure you do a prayer and you do a white light, and I don't know, I always do the mirrored egg, but whatever prayer and protection, just always protect yourself, okay? And the person you're working with, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Char.
My honor, my pleasure. Take care.
Okay.
That was a good one.
That was, yeah. What a nice man.
Very nice. You can tell very sincere.
You can tell he's humble.
Mm-hmm.
His ego's not in the way. He really wants to help people. And that's the kind of reader you want to go to, kids. If you're going to go to anybody,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I write in my books that ego is ego, edging God out.
And that's not a good thing.
So I think he'll do a really fine job when he gets his confidence up.
For sure. Read the
Yep,
book.
I think so. I really think so. So who do we have?
Well, let's see. We have 773.
Mhm.
So let's see. 773, you're on with Sonny and Char.
Hi there.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Who am I speaking with?
This is Frances.
Hi, Francis. Have we spoken before?
Yeah, we have.
Well, it's good to talk to you again. So
You too.
thank you. Do you have a story for us about your best psychic experience?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, mine also involves John Edward, like the last caller.
That's really great. Well, you know, John has traveled many thousands of miles to reach a lot of people, and he's done some really great work. So tell us your story.
Yeah. Okay, so this was years and years ago. It was right after his first book came out, One Last Time. I think it was 1999. And I just was flipping channels, and I caught him talking about his book on Larry King Live. So I ordered his book, and my now husband, but friend at the time, we went to Hawaii on a trip. And I was just obsessed with his book. I could not put it down. I read it everywhere, in the car, on the plane, on the beach, in the hotel room. And I think it really opened me up by reading it. So at that time, the closest person to me that I had ever lost was my grandfather. And I thought of him a lot while I was reading it, and I started getting a ton of signs from him. The radio would play by itself in the room. One time we went out to eat, and the number added up after the tip, it spelled out Papa, which is what I called him.
Oh,
And then a bunch of signs, but then the biggest sign was at the end of the trip. I had a visit from him in a dream. I was going through a really hard time in my life, and I felt kind of lost. And in the dream, so I was in Hawaii when I had the dream. So I was standing on the beach all alone, and it was sunset, a purple and orange sky, and a palm tree silhouetted in the background. And I was just standing on the beach all alone. And then my papa came up to me, and he was young and strong and dressed how I remembered him as a child. And he just came and he lifted me up in his arms. And he didn't say a word, but it was just so profound. It was like, I felt so alone, but he was here lifting me up. And it was just amazing. I woke up crying my eyes out.
how wonderful.
It really was. I'll never forget it as long as I live. It was amazing.
And so, but wait a second. How did John get involved in this? I missed that.
Because I was reading his book.
Oh, because you were reading his book. Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
okay. And
I
it
just
opened you up.
because
And it opened you up.
Yes.
And you had your own experience. That is great.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, the whole trip was just filled with signs from him, just nonstop, But then
Papa.
finally at the end was the dream.
From your papa.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Hawaii has such great energy that you might have been by a vortex or something that helped bring all that energy around you as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Oh, that's wonderful. That's
But
really.
I've never been as open, and I've never had another visitation dream, and I need to find how to get open like that again and try to have, I know I can't make the dream happen, but I need to open myself
You
up
know,
again.
it usually happens when you least expect it.
Yeah.
And, there's an old saying, a watch pot never boils.
Yes.
So you can ask for it, and you can ask your guides to bring it to you, and you can say, when you say your prayers before you go to sleep, and make sure you keep yourself in the white light. And then
Mhm.
eventually it'll happen again.
Yeah. I kind of tried to.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I tried to kind of put the idea in the back of my head because I figured if I want it too bad, it's not going to happen. I just have to let it happen because I certainly didn't expect any of it when it all happened the first time.
Do you ever take naps?
Not that often, no.
I've had visitations when I've been napping sometimes. If I take a nap, I don't take a lot of naps, but and then you may have had visitations and maybe didn't remember your dreams.
Maybe. I have trouble remembering dreams. I don't know if I dream that much, or if I do, I don't remember it. I don't know.
I guarantee you that when you really need to know something, and I say this to most all of my students, when you really need to know something, they'll show up. My father has come to me in a dream. He crossed over in 1984, maybe 5 times.
Wow.
It's not a lot since 1984, but when he comes
Yeah.
to the dream, it's very psychic and it's very profound, and there's always a message in it. Like
Mhm.
he came, I was right after, sometime after he passed, it wasn't right away. Um, I was dreaming and somebody called me to the telephone, and it was a bunch of payphones, and this was what before we had all our cell phones. And I went to the payphone, and I said hello, and he goes, "Hi, honey," and I said, "Daddy?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Oh my God, Daddy, I miss you. How are you?" He goes, "Great." He says, "Listen," he says, "tell Mom that I will pick up the eggs for her." I said, "Okay." I said, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm talking to heaven. I said, "Daddy, how's Grandma and Grandpa?" And he goes, "They're fine. Grandma's expecting." I said, "She's expecting?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I went, "Oh." He says, "Listen, honey, I've got to run. I love you." I said, "Well, I love you too, Daddy." And I can remember, it was like so amazing. So the next day I call my mom, who is still with us. I told her the dream, and um, I said, "Daddy said, don't worry, he'll get you the eggs." And she said, "That is really crazy because I need to go to the store. I need to buy 3 dozen eggs," because she was making something that needed 3 dozen eggs. And I said, "Well, he said he's gonna get the eggs for you." And then I said, he said that Grandma's expecting. And I called my sister Alicia, and I said, I told her the dream, and so we thought, oh well, maybe cousin Donna's going to have a baby, because she hadn't had any kids yet. And I said, well, maybe that's it. And then both at the same exact time, my sister and I went, oh my God, she's expecting her daughter. Our Aunt Rose had cancer, and a couple weeks later she crossed over.
Oh my goodness. It's like expecting in reverse, kind of.
Yeah, but exactly.
Wow.
But what a great story, because just like you said, we, we expect, we get, people get pregnant and they have kids and they're expecting their children. What a beautiful thought that my grandmother was expecting her daughter back to be with her on the other side.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is a beautiful way to put it.
Mm-hmm. And that's with your papa. Your papa will always be with you. And the
Mhm.
thing is that he can't be with you all the time and he can't make himself known all the time. But when you really need to know it, you will have that visitation again. You just have to
Mhm.
have faith and patience.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for your call.
Thank you so much for taking my call, and I hope Sonny's feeling better.
Oh, thank you. He's okay. He's a trooper. He's
Yeah.
lying here next to me. Thank God, touch wood, he's okay. But I went nuts, long distance. It was horrible. Of course,
Of
the only
course,
time.
it's so hard when it happens when you're not there.
Oh, but thank God for my friend Kim and her boyfriend. They took such good care of him. She,
Oh,
you would have thought that he was her dog. So I got very lucky, Francis.
oh,
Anyway, thank you so
that's
much.
great.
Please call us again.
Thank you. I will. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Bless you. Have a wonderful holiday.
You too. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. I
Oh,
haven't told that story in a long time,
that's a
Tony.
great story. Wow.
True
Pretty.
story.
That is great. Got
It's
to
a
see your
really
papa.
true story. And it was like so real.
Mm.
It was so real that when I just told it again, I felt like I was in the dream again, feeling it.
Oh, maybe he's coming around again to say hi.
Yeah, well, yeah, he does. He does. I like sometimes when he comes now, like recently he came like 2 times in a row.
Hmm.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, hi, Daddy.
Hi,
Papa.
Daddy. He was so sweet. He was so psychic.
Was he?
Yeah, and they say girls get their intuition, their psychic ability from their fathers.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Huh.
so
Well,
I think so.
you got a good one then. He must have had it strong.
Thanks. Yeah, my dad was like really, really intuitive and really, really sweet.
Oh,
He wrote poems.
did he really?
Yeah, I got to find those poems because I probably should read one or two on the show because they're pretty like
Yeah, you
he was like
should.
a philosopher in some ways, but he talked about life and the struggles in life and
You should share it.
how important the family tree is. And I've got to find those. I know my sisters, I've got them here somewhere. I will do that. I will do that because you know what he used to do?
What?
He used to go to restaurants and and he would always write poems about things. Like I think I was in a play or something, and he wrote a poem about me being in a play. And so, but then he would like go to restaurants and like he knew everybody in town. And he would like be the host almost of the restaurant, and they'd be sitting in a booth, and he'd go and say hi to them, and he'd go and move over, and he'd sit in the booth with them and read them his poems.
Oh my God,
So
that's
cute.
hilarious.
It's
They're
so
like, who
cute.
is this guy?
And I would go, oh God, Daddy, those people want to be left
They're
alone.
like, I'm just trying
Maybe
to
they
eat my
want to be left
salad.
alone. Oh my goodness, he was the sweetest, kindest, most generous man ever.
Oh, we love daddies like that.
Yeah, and my mom the same. So, I hit the jackpot.
Right? You pick
Yep,
good. You pick good.
I did. It's very sisters and I were very smart about who we chose. So what's going on here? Do we have time? Oh, we do. We have time for
Yeah,
one
we
more
have
caller.
one more to call. So we have a 305. I believe it's Michael, but we'll find out. Michael or
Okay.
305, you're on the air.
Michael from Florida.
Hi.
How are you, Michael?
Yeah,
Is this Michael who's called in before?
I have called in before.
Nice to talk to you, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What story do you have for us?
Okay, so this was like one of the first times I went to a psychic.
Uh-huh.
She was so spot on about all kinds of stuff in my life. And then she got to this part where it was like really specific, and it was a health issue, which she was like, you have to go to the doctor, and it was regarding my colon. And long story short, like she was so right about everything that I got really nervous. So I ended up going to the doctor for this. And I almost had colon cancer, is what I found out. Like, yeah, like she basically saved my life, because the doctors told me that I would have had colon cancer in less than a year if I didn't go through all the procedures and things that needed to happen. So, yeah.
What's her name? She's good.
Yeah, she was good. She was really good. She predicted all kinds of stuff for my work. Her name was Kathy. I don't remember what her last name was or anything, but
she was a guardian angel on earth for you. She totally helped you save your life. But how wonderful you are, Michael, to listen.
Oh yeah, it was like I had to. I was like begging my parents at the time. I was like, you don't understand.
How old were you?
I was like early 20s, like 22, 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is a great story.
Yeah.
So don't you feel protected and taken care of?
Oh yeah, it's like the craziest thing. And then another psychic predicted actually that I would be doing psychic work and for like full time, and I did not believe that either. And then
I remember us talking about that. That you're
yes. Okay, so you do remember. Okay.
I remember you.
Yeah. So it's been working.
Oh, I'm so glad for you. I think if I remember the story correctly, you quit your job and you were doing promotion or publicity or something.
Marketing,
yeah. And so good for you. So your practice is going well.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad for you. That's great. That's so great.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, it's lovely to talk to you. I love your story. And wow, that's a profound story. It saved your life.
Yeah.
Saved your life so you can help others. There you go.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
Thank you for calling. Please always call back. It will be great to talk to you again. We've got to run. But have a great holiday. Enjoy the sun in Florida.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You too. It was great talking to you.
Always.
Have a good night.
Thanks, you too. Be well. Bye-bye, honey.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, there we go. So we had some good stories today.
It was great stories, and thanks for everybody sharing them.
Yeah, I really appreciate everybody who calls in and everybody who listens and watches CharVision. And you can watch it on YouTube, but I can't watch myself on YouTube because the screen is way too big. I can't deal with that. Anyway, Tony, thank you so much always for always being here for us. And
of course, and my thanks for Thanksgiving is having you and Sunny in my life. So.
Oh my God, I love you so much, Tony.
Love you too.
Same here, having you in our lives. We love you so much.
Feeling is mutual.
Okay, I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving.
Yes, please.
and take good care, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye-bye now.
Okay, but remember, intuition will take you places logic never could. So listen to your gut and act upon it. Take good care. Bye-bye. Be well.